Welcome to the She Means Business Show, where our mission is to activate your confidence, amplify your voice, and help you align to your power. And today we have on an amazing powerhouse CEO and founder, the amazing Amanda Soukoulis. So welcome to the She Means Business Show.
Thank you. It's such a joy to join you today.
I am so honored to have you on today because I feel like there is not one person in the world who cannot benefit from what you do, and that being functional medicine and gut health. So I am quickly going to read your bio and then we will get started into all of the amazing things. Amanda Soukoulis is dedicated to helping peak performers transform their health into their most powerful business asset. With over 25 years combined as an athlete and coach and advanced expertise as a functional nutrition practitioner, Amanda empowers ambitious leaders to heal from the inside out so their energy, focus, and vitality fuel their vision. Through her signature U3 system, Uncover, Uproot, Unleash, she guides clients to address root causes of chronic symptoms, turning obstacles into opportunities for legacy and impact. So not only are you an amazing powerhouse, but I am honored to call you my friend.
Yes, me too. So grateful to be surrounded by someone like you.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be so amazing. Like I said before, I don't think there is anyone on the planet who cannot benefit from your expertise, your knowledge, and your personal backstory. So let's start there. How did you get to functional medicine, and what is the story that led you to now?
Yeah, so I have always really cared about my health. I grew up as a dancer. I took my very first dance class when I was 18 months old, went and competed at the highest level in college. So obviously it takes a lot of work to be able to maintain that rigor. And so my training, my nutrition, all of that was pretty locked in and dialed in. And so at what I thought was the peak of my health, I actually got really, really sick. First, my energy levels plummeted, and then the brain fog set in. I started gaining weight. All these things were happening, and it just so happened that I had actually been a finalist for the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders just a few months prior. And the first sign actually was my heart rate variability dropping. And if you're not familiar with heart rate variability, that is a metric that tells you how balanced and ready your nervous system is to take on the day. So my HRV plummets. I start going from doctor to doctor to doctor. I get dismissed. And if you would have looked at me, I looked like I was fine. I looked like I was at my peak shape then. I probably had, 4 6-pack. And so they're looking at me saying, girl, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, you are fine. And I'm looking at them saying, I'm not fine. And no one was really listening. And so I just kept going from doc to doc. And I even ended up getting into more of the holistic space, was still pretty much dismissed. And finally, it got to a point where I said, okay, enough is enough. If I am going to heal, it's going to be up to me. And so that's when I stepped into saying I needed to become the CEO of my health. And that's when I was introduced to the world of functional medicine. And slowly, brick by brick by brick, I healed my body. And as I was healing my body, ironically enough, I was working in private equity. And part of the sectors that we work in was healthcare. And I just remember showing up to work, and I'm sick, and I hadn't really shared too much with people yet. So I'm putting on a smile on my face, even though I was anything but happy. I was really, really struggling at the time. My productivity had tanked. I didn't have energy. It was hard for me to get out of bed, yet I was still showing up, trying to do my best. And I remember just thinking, this is awful. I'm literally working on healthcare deals, yet I can't even get a doctor or anyone to listen to me. And so it was kind of this pivotal moment where I said, okay, I need to go become part of this solution. And so I did a really deep dive into functional medicine, a really deep dive into gut health, got connected with a lot of really big names, doctors, registered dietitians, chiropractors, all the things within the space. And as I healed my own body, I developed this system that helped not only me heal, but now helps many other men and women heal. So that's how I got into this space. I'm so grateful. You know, people will say your mess turns into your message, your test turns into your testimony. And, you know, I see it as this was God opening up a pathway and ushering me into what is really my highest calling and purpose here on this planet right now.
Well, I know from my personal encounters with you, for those watching, Amanda is beautiful from inside and out. But more so than that, when you walk into the room with her, you feel immediately better. And I don't know, you know, I know people experience that by just walking into a room, you can feel someone's energy. And Amanda is that energy that you immediately just feel better by being in her presence. And I say that because that's such a testimony, of course, to who you are as a person, but from the healing that you have done from the inside out, and as a testament to what you're doing, you know, with functional medicine. So, you know, it is undeniable your energetic presence and healing that you have done. You can feel it.
Thank you.
And hats off to your resilience, because you mentioned so many things. One, about being the CEO of your own health.
Awareness is the first step to any kind of change. And so I had that awareness. And because I had that awareness, I was able to be a little bit more intuitive. And that also comes into intentionally creating time in your schedule to get quiet and to have your secret place. And that is something that is so important to me, not starting my day with chaos, but tuning in. And I said, I don't really know what's happening with my gut, but what's the purpose that you're going to turn this into? And so that intuition really, I think, began when I started getting quiet and started asking, what is this for? Because I knew all along it had to be me. I that's how I flipped it. Instead of the victim mentality of why me, I said, no, it had to be me. So that I could be a guidepost to show, hey, there is a way to live optimally. And when your health is taken away from you overnight, you really get that perspective.
That's amazing. Going from that victim mindset to your own hero mindset really changes everything. So I have a question. I know you have many clients, men and women, but for women specifically, what do you think are those top three main issues that are similar, or the top three affecting women?
Yeah, number one is always energy. I don't have energy. They don't know what it feels like to be full of vibrance and energy. And it's really sad because just because something is common does not make it normal. And we have made common things normalized in the United States. And it's a shame, because imagine if everyone or more people in this country took better care of themselves, how much more fully they would be able to be present, to be able to show up with their family, to be able to show up with their friends, in their career, in their purpose. Energy. If you have more energy, you can show up more fully. So that would be the first thing that I would say. The second one, as far as complaints, a lot of women really struggle with good sleep, good quality sleep. And that there's so many things that factor into sleep, and it comes down to many, many things. But for me, what I've learned about myself, some things that really set the tone for a good quality sleep, it's cutting off my meal time by a certain hour. It's making sure that I'm getting outside for a walk before I prime myself for bed, like to reset the circadian rhythm. It's things like making sure I'm properly hydrated throughout the day, making sure I'm getting enough protein, like all of those foundational pieces that I see. Resetting your adrenals, your cortisol, all of that comes into play, and being able to have the data to see what does this person specifically need for their sleep. Because I don't know about you, but I, at one point in time, had my restorative sleep was around 48%. And with all of the steps I've taken over the past year, my restorative sleep is now at 60%. So I get on average 4 hours of restorative sleep every night. And because of that, I'm able to show up with more energy. So number one, energy. Number two, sleep. Number three, I think it's a combination of things going on in the brain. So either mood, instability, brain fog, which brain fog to people could look like lack of focus. It could look like just distractibility. I know for me personally, when my brain fog was at its worst, I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't remember anything. And when I learned how strong the brain-gut connection is, 90% of our serotonin is actually in our gut, I said, wow, if I could better regulate my vagus nerve and my nervous system and heal my gut, as a result, my brain will heal. And so those are things that are very crucial when people come in and they're complaining about these things. When I hear there's something going on in the brain, my first thought is, okay, what's going on with your gut? What do we need to look at within your gut to help heal it?
Amazing. So when you were talking, I was, of course, seeing myself in all three of these answers. But what I really noticed about number one and two is like energy and sleep, because I have those days where, more so than just days, but it's like I struggle with energy and then I lay down to go to sleep and I can't sleep, right? So it's like two in one. How do you solve that? But I think all of those are such big issues. I know for me personally, what is the first step for women who are feeling, I'm sure, all three of these things like I am? Of course, to contact you to get more information, but what did that first step look like for you, even though you were trying to go to the doctor and get these answers?
Yeah, it was doing a self-audit. Auditing myself. If I'm ever feeling a little bit off, or I'm starting to say, hey, I'm getting off track of my standards, I go back and do a self-audit. And what that looks like is, okay, how much water am I actually drinking every day? Not how much do I think I'm drinking, how much am I actually drinking? And then it's looking at how much am I eating? How much protein am I eating? What's the quality of the food that I'm eating? And what does my meal timing look like? Meal timing is really underestimated. These are just some of the foundations: hydration, nutrition, moving your body, getting outside, getting vitamin D.
I love that you're really giving actionable tools. So just everything about awareness, the self-audit, those are empowerment tools. You can do that on your own once you're aware. So that is amazing. And then I know you have a method that you teach, and it's the U3 method. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so my U3 method came from my own healing journey, combined with some of the certification work, some of the doctors that I've worked alongside in order to create this. And basically, uncover, uproot, unleash. Step one, uncover. This is where we get into the functional lab testing. There's so many different symptoms out there. Someone can say they have fatigue, but fatigue could look like many different things. There's also, autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's that's connected to the thyroid. It is very common. I see a lot of people come in with Hashimoto's, yet Hashimoto's isn't actually the root cause. The root cause is going to be connected to the gut. It's going to be connected to nutrient deficiencies. It's going to be connected to toxins. And so we need to actually take a deeper look of what is going on inside their body. And that's where looking at the data helps. So we're going to do more in-depth data, look at your gut, look at your hormones, look at your adrenals, look at the toxins, all those things, the inflammatory markers. And that's where I create a roadmap. And we look at that, and that takes us to Uproot. And in Uproot, you think of your body like a garden,
Mm.
right? The garden gets weeds in it, and you have to take all those weeds out. But we want to make sure that we're taking the weed out at the root so that it never grows back. And that's what we're doing in functional medicine. We're really getting to that root cause. And once we get to that root cause, we're able to better identify how do we heal you for good. And, we're never fully healed. We're always healing. We're always in a state of healing and evolving and learning, but we can actually get those roots out. So this is where the one-on-one work comes in. I'm helping build out a customized roadmap for you for healing, depending on what we see in your lab results. And what I really care about the most is the third pillar, and that's unleash. When we can get you to a place where we're able to usher you out of this healing phase and into an optimization phase, that's where you can go leave your unique imprint on this world. That is where you will be able to go have the greatest impact in your home, at work, in your relationships. Because when you have that kind of energy, you have that kind of vitality, you can go do what you were put on this planet to do. I'm super passionate about that piece. And so being able to build in what is sustainable for your lifestyle. Everyone's lifestyle is unique, and I want to be able to help create a roadmap that is sustainable for life for you, so that you have the tools, you have the resources and the education and the awareness to actually go be able to live that out for life.
Amazing. So uncover, uproot, unleash makes you the fourth you unstoppable.
Yes. I'm going to use that one. I love that.
Amazing. Well, okay, so I was just thinking about this because I know about functional medicine, and I'm such a believer in that. And I realize, there are so many people who don't even know what that means. So for those, quickly, just clarify what the difference is between traditional medicine and functional.
Yeah, so in functional medicine, we're looking at the interconnectedness of the human body. How does your gut talk to your brain, talk to your hormones, your detoxification pathways? And we're looking at the integrated system as a whole. And then we are naturally healing the body through proper nutrition, through proper lifestyle. Peptide therapy comes into play, physiological regulation, which is just a fancy word for saying, how do we integrate this into your lifestyle? How do we integrate your nervous system to be able to handle all of life's stressors? It's really a comprehensive, holistic, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical journey that we go on together. Whereas in Western medicine, it's very specialized. As doctors, the top doctors in this country, they're specialized, and they're awarded for that, whether that's monetarily or however else. And so they're just gonna look at one little part of the body, but they're neglecting what it actually might be connected to. And so that's how I describe the biggest difference between the two, is really just, are we looking at the whole and we're treating the root cause, or are we looking at one specific part of the body and we're using some kind of medication to mask the symptoms, when really the symptoms aren't the issue? The symptoms are warning signs. They're gifts. I say this all the time. Symptoms are a gift. If you are experiencing a symptom, that's your body telling you, hey, there's something not right, and we need to figure out what's going on.
Amazing. I love it. Healing is so important, and taking control of it, like you said, to be the CEO of your health. I love that, especially to go along with the She Means Business theme.
Yes.
I want to, so how do people work with you? Do you do one-on-one coaching? Is it group coaching? Tell us more.
Yeah, so there's one-on-one coaching right now, and I'm actually in the process of launching my group coaching offer as well. And so I've gotten to a point where I just want to be able to help as many people heal as possible. I've found that my system is really, really, people have seen such success with it. And so I want to be able to impact more people. So there will be multiple different options, but I love working one-on-one. I love the group style offer as well.
And you're in Dallas, but you can work with people remotely, right?
Absolutely. Yes. I live in Dallas, Texas. I love it here. But my practice is virtual. I'm across about 16 different states right now, touched 3 different countries. So we are all over the place, but yes.
Well, we're gonna switch gears a little bit and do a little bit of a speed round. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Can we do like a little drum roll, please?
Drum roll, please. That's what I need the audio on cue. I need to step up my game here. Okay, what is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus. Well, it's really funny because my mom and I are both Tauruses, and I don't think that either of us are the most stubborn in the family. But it is funny because you think of a Taurus and it's a bull, and right, bulls are stubborn. So I think strong. I like to use the word strong-willed a little bit more.
Strong-willed. That's right. That's better. Okay, and then I am also in the music industry, as you know, but what is your favorite song or genre?
Okay, as a dancer, I really can't say I have a favorite genre. I will tell you, if I had a walk-up song if I was like, my baseball walk-up song would be Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. That is like my song. It takes me back to when I was in college and we were walking to finals. We were walking into finals in first place. And I just remember like our team was blasting that song. And so it just takes me back to a core memory.
I love it. And who doesn't love some Shania Twain?
Right? I know. But I can't say I have a favorite genre. It like depends on the time of the day, the time of the year, the time of the month, like all of it.
So true. Okay, I love this question because I really feel like it tells a lot about a person. Your most used emoji.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. My sister had her bridal shower last weekend and we asked this question to her. My most used emoji is probably a white heart.
Really? Why white? I think you could send me the white hearts. What's significant?
No significance. I just think it's like light and elegant and airy. But if I were to let's actually see. I'm kind of curious now. If I were to actually go look, because now I want to be right. Oh, I do use the hand raise one a lot.
This one?
The like
this one.
Like
the hallelujah.
Yeah, I use the hand praise one. Yeah. Or the heart hands. I
love this. Okay, what is your favorite inspirational tool? Like your favorite inspirational book or podcast or something along those lines?
You know, that's a good question. I think that most of my inspiration this year has really just come from the Bible, if I'm being honest with you. I used to be really big. I mean, if you look over at my bookshelf right there, I probably have 100 books sitting there, and I've probably read majority of them. I love reading. The very first person that took me into the world of personal development was actually Ed Milet. I love David Goggins, which I know that I don't look like I'd be a David Goggins kind of woman, but I love David Goggins. I love his mindset. But as far as what recently I have been tuning into, it's mostly been health-related books and the Bible, and then journaling. So I've been a lot more introspective this year than I have been going elsewhere.
I love it. Do you listen or read much about Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza?
Oh my goodness, Joe Dispenza is incredible. I send videos to some of my clients often because it just teaches, like, he is so powerful. It's the power of the mind, breaking the habit of being yourself. That was one of the, if I have 2 or 3 people in 1 week span recommend a book to me, I order the book immediately. I don't even ask any questions. And that happened with that book back in 2023. And it is a really great read. I love the way that his mind just operates, and he comes from such a deep sense of knowledge. Yeah.
Amazing. And I try to make myself, when I catch myself on my phone, like, because I will do it like right before I go to bed just to do be mindless a
Yeah.
little bit. But then I'm like, you know what? I need, and I follow him. So I'm like, let me just pull up his stuff. And then I feel better about being on my phone.
Totally.
Amazing. Okay. A female entrepreneur who inspires you.
I think one of the very first, which is so timely, would be Who's Right Behind Your Head, which is Amberly Lago. Yeah, right there. She's like the very first person that came to my mind just because of the way that she leads with her heart and leads with grace and really intentionally builds.
I agree. That's why she's behind me. And for anyone, well, this will be on YouTube. You can see Amberly's beautiful face, but I have some magazine covers as my backdrop. Okay. And what is a self-care tip you have? If you follow, everyone follow Amanda on Instagram, but she always is posted. She's cold plunging. She's doing the red light therapy. She's working out, doing yoga. She has such amazing strength and agility. So what is your number one you could not live without?
Man, that's really difficult. I can usually feel an immediate difference right after I do red light therapy and right after I sit in the infrared sauna.
Amazing. I've never done it, and it's on my to-do list. Do you have like the at-home mask as well?
No, I don't have the at-home mask, and that's only because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit spoiled. I have two spots in town that I kind of switch back and forth, and for me, I need to get out of this environment. I spend so much time at my home that I need to just break away for a bit, but I do love to see. I know that Amberly has one of those red light masks, and
Well, always shout out to Bougie Beauty by Shelley Goodstein. She was one of our covers back, I think it was October of last year, but she has just many beauty products, but one of hers is her red light therapy mask.
oh, that's amazing. I love that.
Okay, so how can we stay in touch with you?
Yes, the best way to find me is on Instagram. I'm really active on there at Amanda Souks. That's short for Soukoulis. And just DM me, say that you found me on the She Means Business show. I would love to connect with y'all and answer any questions. Or it's always just nice to be able to connect with people through podcasts. So I love it.
Amazing. Definitely. She has such inspiring content. Like I said, when you walk into the room with her, you feel her energy, but you also feel that on her Instagram. And she is very inspiring to watch. So thank you for everyone tuning in, and thank you for being our powerhouse guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved our conversation. I'm so grateful for you.
I am so grateful for you, and thank you for tuning in. We hope we helped activate your confidence, amplify your voice, and align to your power. Talk to you soon.